Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. John here. So yeah, it's that time of year again. It is that time for another quarterly recap. We're going to be recapping Q2 of 2023. So basically all sales from April 1st to June 30th, 2023. And yeah, I mean, it's been a ride. I did a Q4 video. That was one of my first videos on this channel. Did the Q1 recap. And it was interesting for me to go back and watch those videos again before filming this to kind of see where I was at, what I was doing at the time, and where I thought I would be in Q2. So first of all, I will note that Q2 started off a little bit rough. My bad, I wasn't listing as regularly, I wasn't as consistent, but also another thing that I think really messed things up, and I've talked about this a little bit in my weekly sales videos, but I spent a lot of time away dog sitting and stuff like that in April and, well, March, April, and even into May. It was like almost 8 weeks in a row there where I was kind of dog sitting and whatnot, and I had put my Poshmark store on vacation mode, which means you can't sell for right at the tail end of Q1, and also I put my eBay store on hold. Now you can still make sales, and it just lets the buyer know that it's going to take longer to ship on eBay. Poshmark doesn't allow sales at all, but I found that it took a really long time to recover from that. So yeah, sales were down a little bit during that time, but that was to be expected. It was a time when I was a little bit further away from home. It didn't make sense to have to run home to make, all those shipments and stuff. But wow, I don't know if it just like kicked the crap out of me in the algorithm or what, because everything just died after that. So it took a long time to recover, but we're back on track, listing every day. It's been several days now listing, or actually it's been a few weeks now of listing every day. And really starting to see that, the algorithm's picking me back up. I mean, it's a game. You got to feed that machine. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. So with that said, just a quick recap on what those Q1 numbers were, just for reference for this video. When I filmed that video 3 months ago, I had 800 listings on eBay and had done just shy of $9,000 in sales for $4,700 in net profit. Q2, my listings right now is 845 on eBay, but I've been selling recently quite a bit, so the numbers are moving, even though that overall number hasn't risen a whole lot. But my sales are down this quarter to $71.26 and 99 cents. So I'm down about $1,800 this quarter. But that's fine, and it's understandable as well. So my net profit is down about $1,000. Margin's right about the same. The numbers that really are interesting, though, to me is the average sale price, average whatnot, because in Q1 you're still selling a lot of items that are high average sale price, like a lot of winter coats, boots, things like that. Not as much once the warmer weather hits. So from April to June, selling way less of those high ticket items and doing a little bit more volume in, those $20 to $30 range items, which there's not a lot of profit on them, but they move typically a little bit quicker. And also I have been clearing out some things. So we'll run into a couple more numbers here. Yeah, so like I say, $71.26 in sales, $3,700 in net profit. And my average buy cost for clothing, since that is almost exclusively what I sell, it's the biggest bulk of what I sell, my average buy cost in Q1, I had calculated it was $6.42 per item. I'm just going to say it's around the same because I source from pretty much the same place. So we'll even round it to $6.50, that's fine. My average eBay sales price, though, is actually up this quarter from last. So in Q1, it was $27.36 average sales price. Selling a lot of like cheaper items too, like DVDs and things. But my average eBay sales price this quarter is actually $36.66. It's up, $9.30 per item. So I've had quite a few decent high ticket items this quarter on eBay. So that has helped to fix that. But conversely, my average Poshmark numbers or average sale price is actually down about $7.50 from $32.87 to $25.25. So again, selling a lot more of those lower average sale price items, but moving more quantity, doing more bundles as well. And one of the things I've done on Poshmark, especially because that's typically where I get, most of my traction on those, $20 to $25 items, even $30 items, because on eBay you've got to ship those here in Canada. That's a big deal. Shipping costs are higher. On Poshmark here, it's a flat rate, $13.49, I think, for shipping. So it's actually pretty reasonable, and so that's why I get more traction on those lower ASP items on Poshmark, because it's more worth their while to buy them when they don't have to pay as much in shipping as the item itself. But yeah, so $25.25 average Posh sales price. I worked out quite a few different stats last time, and just trying to get a good feel for how things were going. Well, I can tell you that sales volume is definitely feeling pretty good, and feels like it's really up there in the last little while. Actually, last week was my second best sales week of the year. And good high volume. But people talk about the summer slowdown, they talk about seasonal average sale price, and this is really my first spring going into this as a clothing reseller, where I'm noticing that, but you just need to make some adjustments. So one of the things I've done this quarter to help move some of those older items, things I've had since October, November, December, that I really don't necessarily feel like holding on to, is I've been doing a lot of closet clear out on Poshmark. I've been making a lot of good deals, and I went back and actually on a lot of my older listings just slashed prices. I'm filming this on July 7th, and actually tonight is going to be my first live show on Poshmark. I'm actually doing a silent show, so I'm not going to be live, but I've loaded up 50 of my items, and actually I'm doing an entire 50 item show of all new with tags items. Some of them are old, some of them are a little bit newer, but I feel like that's an exciting thing to do, and try to get things moving and doing these kinds of things. And so the strategies need to be a little bit different in these months where your average sale price is going to be $25 to $35 as opposed to $35 to $40. But it's okay, you just adjust to the times. So I had worked out last quarter that my average net profit per hour from reselling, estimating working 16 hours a week. When I talk about my net profit, and then I figured out how many hours that would be if I worked 16 hours a week at it, my net profit last quarter was $22.93. And I've actually not even calculated it here. I made a whole bunch of notes, and I'm realizing that I left that blank, but I'll put it up on the screen here of what that calculation is. I'm assuming it's about the same and maybe even a little bit better, because that average eBay sales price is up almost $10, even though the Posh one is down about $7. So I can only assume then that my profit per hour is probably about the same, because my total net profit is down, but well, no, that doesn't make any sense. My net profit then is probably going to be down because my total's down. So if we're talking about the same amount of hours, yeah, come on, get with the program, John. That's math. It looks like that's probably down about 20%, so maybe like $18, $19 per hour of net profit. That would be my guess, but yeah, that number will be here at some point. In any case, that's a lot of long-winded stuff to talk about, strategy, how things compared in Q2 to Q3. I want to take a little bit of time now to talk about some of my favorite sales from Q2, or, best sales, favorite sales, most profitable sales. So I thought I'd highlight some of those here for you. And again, I'll just be looking at my sheet here so I can keep in mind what it is I wanted to talk about. But let's go ahead and highlight. I've got 10 here. So the first up is this Zadig Voltaire, I guess that's how you pronounce it, kind of like this, military style lightweight jacket. And I picked this up in the boutique section of a thrift store for $13, and I sold it for $96. So that was a good one. Next is these So this was actually 5 pairs of the Cool brand Cool Rider jeans in men's. I think they were all 36-30 or maybe 36-32. They were all the same size anyway, and I found them all together in my regular thrift store. So jeans cost me $7.19 a piece after taxes. That's a flat rate for this store. So I'm out about $36 when I buy all 5 pairs of these, and I was able to sell them all, not all at the same time, but they made multiple sales for $175 total. So 35 into 175, that's pretty good. Very easy because, you know, you take 5, sell similar, and it's just, yeah, it's super easy, super quick to do. Next these were some Vince lamb leather pants, leggings, kind of like moto style. These I had for a while, but obviously the right buyer needs to come along, and I had them priced a little bit higher for a while, but I took an offer. So these would have cost me, again, $7.19, and I sold them for $80. Another great pants one here is this Lululemon. These are like the carry and go cargo cropped pants or something like that. I don't remember the exact title, but I found these for $7 again, and I sold them for $90. Next were these Dan Post cowboy boots. These are the vintage Marlboro boots it was a big size. It was a men's, I think 11.5 or 12.5 wide. And I found these in a different thrift store, like a kind of a much cheaper, more like a charity shop, that picked these up for $3.50, and they sold for $86 within a couple of weeks. So that was a really nice flip. Next was this New With Tags J. Jill kind of quilted jacket coat type thing in a 2X. This came from a full day of outsourcing where my average buy cost was $5.66, and it took, you know, a few months to sell, but I did sell it for $85. Very quick flip on this one. This was the Arc'teryx LT Atom vest. This is, you know, one of the best models of vest you can pick up in Arc'teryx. I think this was a men's XL if I recall correctly. Picked this up for just under $8. I think lightweight jackets and vests come to like $7.76 at my local thrift store, and I sold that very quickly for $120. I did see a lot of comps listed, you know, or even solds for like $150, $160 mark, but I wanted to move it pretty quickly, and I mean, I'm going to take the offer of $120 when I paid $8 for it. So that's just more money than just get reinvested into more inventory. Another really good one was this New With Tags Eileen Fisher velvet pants in a 2X. So again, about a $7 buy cost. Did take almost 6 months to sell, but they sold for $89. Can't complain about that. And now the last two I wanted to talk about are a little bit different. So we went out to like our community yard sale here a few weeks ago, and you know, did some other thrifting at some other shops and whatnot. One of the very first things, if not the first thing I bought that day, were these gold-plated Pokemon cards, and they came in like the Pokeball. These were Burger King exclusives from 1999. I had a Pikachu and 2 of the Jigglypuffs. Yes, that is a word if you're not a Pokemon fan. That's one of the Pokemon, Jigglypuff. So there were 2 of those, one in a red box, one in a blue box, and then the Pikachu. The boxes were rough, but the cards were still sealed with the certificate of authenticity. I paid $5 a piece for this, so I got them for $15 and flipped them. One sale on eBay, and then one was a Facebook Marketplace sale for $62.50. So not huge margins, but within a week sold these 3 that I just spotted. I had no previous knowledge about these, but I just saw them, was like, yeah, I gotta grab these. 15 into 62 within a week. That's one that I'm kind of proud of, because that was my own doing. It was something that I didn't really know about, but just was like, yes, eagle eye, pick those up, first buy of the day, and make a nice profit. So that was cool. And then this last one, again, this is a very different one, but you know, I'm a gamer. I don't actually play many video games as often as I'd like to, but I'm a collector at least. And so, you know, one of the things I've talked about on this channel before is how I've basically amassed a collection of 900 plus video games over probably 13 consoles over the last couple of years, and at very low buy cost to myself, because I'm flipping things, I'm buying lots, selling off what I don't want to keep, adding those other things to my collection for free or very cheap. So this lot here, as you can see in this photo, was a collection of items that I had purchased in a Facebook auction group for retro video games. And you can start a box with the seller and just add to it over the weeks, and then eventually you can say, hey, I'd like my stuff shipped out to me. You pay whatever the shipping is. My overall cost on everything that was in this photo was $100. So I mean, that's great, scoring some good auction prices. I have already sold out of that lot $77.50. I've got another $55 worth listed, and I'm going to keep the rest of what's in there. So I'm going to be keeping that N64 controller, which is like new, it's great, plus a few games, great games adding to my collection. So I paid $100. I'm going to get $132.50 in sales, so about $100 after fees, we'll call it. A little bit more than that, but I get my money back. Plus, I get to keep 6 things. So, that's definitely a great thing for me, a great score. That's one of my favorite sales, only because it's not really a sale. It's kind of a purchase and a sale all in one, but I wanted to throw that in there as an example. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of it. Q2 was successful once I got back into the algorithm, was feeding the machine, and made that happy again after going on vacation mode, and listing every day again. Every day getting those like 3 to 6 items listed, planning out my drops, getting all my batch photography done, getting everything put away in inventory, very organized, and then every day just already having it on my phone. I can just pick up my phone, drink my coffee in the morning, just list my 3 to 6 items as I'm just preparing before work. I start my job at 8 o'clock. And then I typically, I'm up at like, say, 6:30, so I've got plenty of time to get those things listed. Actually, I've been getting up pretty early lately. The last few days have been a little bit earlier than that. I don't know why. It's fine. I don't feel too bad, but yeah, it's just a good flow. It's a good flow. So the point is, Q2, I've really found my stride. Even though those numbers are down from Q1, it's not a disappointment or a failure in my opinion at all. It's all a learning curve. Again, I don't even have a full year of reselling clothing. And I say clothing because that's my main model here, but I've been selling other stuff for a little longer. But really, I'm still in my first year. I'm still very new at this, but I'm seeing continued success, and especially when I'm consistent. So Q3 goals. All right, let's talk about Q3 goals. Obviously, I said at the end of Q1 I had 800 listings. At the end of Q2 I have 845 listings and a whole bunch more to list in the backlog. By the end of Q2, so going into Q3, or no, at the end of Q3 going into Q4, which is like the busiest season, I want to have 1,000 listings. I want to just keep bumping that up, keep pumping in the new inventory, and getting 1,000 listings, so that Q4, when everyone's spending money for Christmas, I've got those listings up and just have really good quality stuff. And I've been more selective in Q2 in what I've picked up, so definitely I have less new inventory going up maybe some days, because I'm just being more selective. I'm not buying as many things that I would have 6 months ago. And so it is a continual learning process. So for Q3 and going into Q4, same deal. Stay very selective. If I don't hit that 1,000 listing goal, that's fine, because I'd rather have quality over quantity. As you can see, my eBay sales price, average sales price, went up from 27 up to almost 37 in this quarter. So that does say a lot about the quality of the listings that I'm putting up. So yeah, I just want to continue going along like this and continue to grow. This YouTube channel is doing, pretty well. I mean, I'm 6 months in. I just hit 300 subs, which I know isn't much, but I've seen continued growth on that. Consistency is key. And, I just want to continue to work on that. So who knows, maybe I'll even be at the 1,000 sub mark by the end of the year. I'm not really putting goals on that, because I feel like it's just something that is organic and will continue to to just grow and do its thing as I continue to grow and do my thing. But yeah, just excited for Q3. Yeah, summer slowdown. I believe that's real, and I'll probably see it. So I'm not even putting sales goals or number goals on that, because I just don't even know how it's going to go. I haven't sold through the summer before with clothing, other than last year of just dabbling a little bit. But yeah, I guess that's about it. So if you have any questions or comments, or you want to know anything more about anything I've talked here today, by all means, please leave a comment down below. We'll talk about it. This will be part of a playlist as well, so you can go back and watch Q4 video, Q1 video, Q2 now, and then continue this series every 3 months just to see how I'm doing. And of course, I do list or post those what sold videos every week, Thursdays at 5 Eastern. And then my haul videos for the week are on Sundays at 5 Eastern. And then I'll usually sprinkle in another video if I can on Tuesdays or something like that. But okay, thank you very much for watching this video, for following me along on this journey, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.